Good morning, OT Lifehacker here with the good deets on the 5 top challenges for transitioning into grad school. And whether you are in occupational therapy or not, this is going to be relevant to you because grad school is a huge new thing for so many people. It's a big role and so many changes, and we're going to get into the top 5 challenges with transitioning into grad school. And if you're in occupational therapy, going into occupational therapy, perfect. Glad you're here because this is for you guys for sure. And please do like and subscribe, y'all. Much loved. Thank you. All right, the 5 challenges. Living situation and finances is the first one. You're taking on a whole new role. And so you are going to be having to likely relocate if it's in another state, in another city. You might have to be finding roommates. You might have to end up living on your own. And so for extroverts and introverts, you might want to figure out what you are going to work best with, if you need roommates or if you need to live by yourself. If you need to live by yourself, can you manage that? You have to really look at all the different factors. And also for finances, you're no longer going to be the income earner. Well, very unlikely. So there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration. Someone might have to help you with the finances. You might have to get student loans. And for finances, you'll probably have to make yourself a budget, a weekly and monthly budget. Keep track of how much you spend so that you make sure you don't overspend, how much loans or how much financial aid you have. And you'll probably be doing more of the scholarships and all of that, and maybe keeping yourself a regimen on that. So a lot of it, being that you're a student, you no longer, if you were making money before this, you're no longer going to have as much of that income, if any of that income, from working. You'll have to be much more conscientious of your spending, and also that can be a little bit more of a stressor for you and more for you to manage and think about on your plate. Then we have the second one, which is you are going to have to kind of get used to the change in your support levels. So it might be that you might require more support. So you might have to be able to ask more for help, receive more help from others, whether that's help from your parents with finances, help from loved ones, your partners, or that you will have to adjust the amount of support that you give to others. So you can't be as willing to go hang out and go to parties or drop everything to go help a friend or something. You might have to plan things out, plan out when you can hang out with someone, plan out when you can have a conversation, cut them shorter, and also build a greater support with more people. So that leads us to our third one, that you're going to be meeting a whole bunch of new people in your class and in the field. So you're going to have to get used to talking to more people, connecting with others, socializing, getting out of the comfort zone. So if you're introverted or extroverted, again, we're going back to that, you have to adjust how you interact with other people. And also to add on to that, which is a really, really big one, is that you are no longer, if in your previous program, if you were the top of your class, because to get into grad school, you have to have really top grade scores, right? Well, okay, you have to have at least good grades and be savvy in other areas and really shine on the paper, right? So you are coming now into a class, a setting where everyone is essentially going to be at your level. Everyone's going to be the top of the class. And so if you come in with a competing attitude and want to compete with everyone else, thinking you got to up them more and more, you're going to find it kind of really hard. For most of us, we'll find it really hard because we're going to be constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And that's one, not healthy for your self-esteem. If you're finding, oh my gosh, you're so much better at this than I am, you have to be very careful of that. I don't want to kind of, put thoughts in your head per se of how you should be, but for your own sake of mind and for coping with the transition, it's going to be really a lot better for you, likely, if you come in with the mindset that you're not necessarily trying to up anyone, but you're there to build with each other. You're there to grow with one another and to hone in on your strengths. So one of the coping strategies for dealing with not seeing that, changing the thinking from being the top of your class to being happy with where you are at and happy to keep growing, is to shift your thinking from I gotta be the top to I gotta reach my potential. And so comparing yourself to others, maybe that has some good to it, in that you're like, okay, I can use a little bit more of a challenge. I'm in a good place in my own mind. I can use a challenge. So what is it that I like about how this person does it? Clearly that's a value of mine. How do I increase it? Observe them, ask them questions. And so think of it as a learning opportunity of teamwork. So you're trying to help one another grow. When you go into grad school, many times, again, you'll come in with the mindset that you're competing with everyone because you're competing to get into the program, right? You're trying to show you're top of the line. But when you get into the program, you're there to help each other grow and thrive. A lot of times, many of my classmates had told, alumni from the schools had said that one of the best things about school was their classmates, was bonding with others. And it's going to be really hard to get that, to bond with others, if you have that mindset that you're competing with them, that there's that conflict, that tension, that you got to up them on everything. So don't do that to yourself, guys. It really, when you get into it, you'll find that everyone is incredible and they're really willing to work with each other. So take advantage of that, in the sense that you want to also give back to them. Then we have, let's see, we are on number 4. Number 4, we have schedule. So you're going to have a completely different schedule. Like we said, your roles are going to change, and with roles changing, your schedule is going to change. You're going to have to wake up at this time, and you're going to have breaks in between, maybe. Then you're going to finish late at this time. You're going to have to really adjust how you work out your schedule. And the hardest part is that when classes are done, what do you choose to do with your time? So a lot of it is going to be more independence. And right now, in this current time of having classes online, most of the time, you're going to end up seeing that you're going to have a lot more independence and responsibility to motivate yourself. So you won't necessarily have to go to school and then from there be like, okay, I gotta go to the library. I might as well go to the library since I'm here and study. No, you'll have home, study at home. You're gonna have a ton of distractions. How are you gonna control those distractions? You gotta figure out ways to do that. And if you want, I can make another video on how to deal with distractions and keep yourself on track for online schooling, because keeping motivated is a huge thing. Then we have number 5, the biggest transitions. The structure of everything. So it kind of is in line with the schedule that you're online most of the time, right? And so you also have to consider how you're going to follow this more free structure. It's free but also controlled structure. So you're gonna have tests and projects and group work that you have to do. A ton of group work if you go into occupational therapy or public health or social work. I know those are all really strong group projects, the grad school work. So be prepared, and you're gonna have it online likely, so you're gonna have to know how to communicate with your classmates online. So the structure is completely different than if you were in like a 9-to-5 job or working, or even just working from home, because again, you have to discipline yourself, you have to motivate yourself to get the task done. All right, so that is my top 5 challenges with transitioning and also tips for transitioning so into occupational therapy school and into graduate school. So for all of you who are going into engineering or even maybe even medical school, oh my goodness guys, into nursing or physical therapy, occupational therapy, any field in general, computer science, all of them. Guys, congratulations for getting in is a thing I gotta say to you guys. Congratulations! Woohoo! You got in and you're almost there into school. Give yourself that break before you start up again in school, and have an amazing journey. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. If you like this video, do like it, subscribe, grow the OT channel, guys. OT Life Hacker channel. Chee-hoo. All right, talk to you later. And if you want more content and are looking for something specific, write in the comments below. Bye-bye. Peace out.